Hail and well met, dear viewers, 'tis I, Heffing Controller, welcoming you to another episode of Betrayal at Krondor, and I invite thee to perhaps enjoy some meat and mead with your kind host for a time, for a spell even. I can't do the Ren Fair stuff for too long because it's just too silly. That's all I've got actually. I don't have the Shakespearean English vernacular to really sustain that for too long. But here we are. Let's put all that silly shit behind us. We are on the outskirts of Sarth, and I haven't played in a while, so I have to kind of reacquaint myself with our progress. I kind of know that we are basically done, but there's a couple of things that we need to do, a couple of places we need to go, people to kill, etc., etc. So we're going to do all of that. We've actually started up here, and we've gone through all of this and through all of this, and there's just this leg of road here that's been spinning on the spit, tempting us with its amazing aromas. But it's weird. We're going to go into Sarth first, and then we're going to go to Quester's View, clear that part of the road, just so we can get all the loot and experience, really, actually. So let's see, we're going to go into Sarth and take a gander at the fine city. Whoa! Sarth is on a mountain. Wow, that's impressive. From a distance, the Abbey of Ishop at Sarth had seemed a fortress, its sheer walled courtyard dominated by an ancient single-story keep, but closer inspection revealed that a shop profited where once an ironmonger had forged swords, delicate flowers bloomed where soldiers had once mustered. Apparently, they used to like hot dogs around here. Okay, there's clouds. Can I click on the clouds? There's a temple. Well, let's just go to the temple. It's the dominant feature here. That's going to say that the fire is cold. Oh, what do you know? This is the teleportation thing. Let's see if we can... Oh, so we haven't... they haven't installed a transporter pad there or something. Let's go behind the curtains and talk to the priest. The abbot came quickly. A man of advancing years, his hair and beard seemed like a snowdrift, starkly in contrast to his dark skin, which was wrinkled like carefully crafted mahogany and leather-bound books. Shaking Locklear's hand, he greeted them as if he had known them all their lives. Welcome to Ishop's Abbey, travelers. I'm Father John. How may we be of assistance to you? We thought while we were passing through that we would come and visit the famous Abbey of Ishop at Sarth. That's a mouthful. Just call it the Abbey of Ishop, or Sarth Abbey. Marketing, people, come on. You've done impressive things here. The abbot's eyes crinkled as he gave them a prideful glance. We hope to do more. We've only begun our work here, but thanks to Brother Anthony and Brother Mark, we have come a long way. Locklear bit his lip, hesitant to ask his question. Could we impose on your hospitality a bit? We have a few questions. I would love to, though alas I have services to attend at the moment, but if you have questions, Sarth is the place to come. We have books on many things, and if you seek out Brother Mark, he can help you with a good many other questions. Good day to you. Well, we just got brushed off by the priest. That's nice. Let's just get out of here. We don't have any healing that I am aware of that we need. Do we? Well, we'll find out later. There's a shop. Let's go shopping! Wait. What kind of shop is this? Because that's important. Owen ogled as he picked through the assortment of magical items. Okay, so they're probably just going to want our magical goodies. Now, in the intermediate time between my last episode and this episode, I've learned a lot. There were some people who sent me a lot of really, really, really helpful messages and comments, and I want to thank you guys, even though I've forgotten your names, so I can't thank you directly, but just know that if you sent me a comment, I'm grateful for it. So, there's some stuff that I have in my inventory that I really have not been using correctly. Will you take swords? Oh, you are a wonderful, wonderful man for buying my blade. I have no need for these anymore. And actually, we're going to get rid of a whole mess of crap. Well, I was going to fix that. Once again, we are managing our inventory on screen. Thrilling gameplay. Yay. Okay. Just gonna clear out some of the obvious stuff to sell. Will you take shells? Have a shell. First of all, these things right here. These are not restoratives. They're herbal packs. Whoops. Didn't mean to do... I think Owen was already hurt anyways. Yeah, he's a little bit hurt, so that's not that big of a deal. But these heal over time, and they're actually much more economical than just chugging a bunch of restoratives. So I haven't been very well advised to be drinking restoratives like Mountain Dew. It's not a good idea. They're really intended to be used in combat or in situations where you are very low on health. So that's one thing that I was reminded of. I just wasted... Well, I didn't really waste one. Owen had taken a little bit of a beating, so... Another thing is that there are some magical items that I have in my inventory that I'm not really using correctly. For instance, this. The Amulet of the Upright Man. It has, on the reverse side, an inscription to Banath, the god of luck and of thieves. Wink, wink, dear viewer. That should go to him, because it actually helps with his lockpicking. So, Locklear, lockpick, whatever. Actually, speaking of Locklear, let's take off his clothes and fix him. And have him back. There you go. And same thing with Owen. Drop him, Owen. And there we go. Actually, I'm going to put Owen into the elven armor. And I was, again, mistaken about how armor and weapons kind of work. There's a racial modifier to weapons and armor. It doesn't mean that you can't use them, you just don't get the full benefit if you're not of that race. I think Gorath here gets a benefit from using elven armor, but it's still much better than kingdom armor regardless. So we're not even going to worry about that. We would like to have Owen not die a bunch. Actually, Locklear's been kind of a big liability lately too, so I'm going to get rid of this shit here. And then these Weed Walkers, too, they improve your stealth. Stealth hasn't been something we've used a whole lot, but I'm going to keep him on Owen because I do believe that he has our highest stealth stat. Indeed he does. Alright. This stuff can be used on weapons. Yeah, but we're not going to worry about that yet. I don't feel like we're too hard up for... Oh, wait. Hold on a second. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. We'll do the switcheroo. There you go. And I forgot what I was talking about. I feel like we've been doing pretty decently in combat. I haven't felt overwhelmed. Now, there's this item here. The Horn of Algon Cocoon. And what it does, actually, it mentions a little bit here. It has shapes of dog shapes carved on the horn. What it does is if you use it in combat, it summons dogs to help you. So... It's the Who Let the Dogs Out horn. It goes who, who. Boo! I'm going to actually just go ahead and sell it. Wow! Okay, there we go. That's a good deal. I'll take that. Yes, thank you. Okay, so that was an awesome thing to sell. I have no use for something like that anyways at this point. I might regret that later, I guess, but that's a lot of money. Other than that, I think we're good. Now, let's see if they have anything... There's another thing, too. People have been reminding me that I need to haggle more. I haven't really done it so much. The thing about haggling is that you don't even necessarily need to succeed in order for you to get points in it. It's much like, I guess, the Elder Scrolls games. Even if you try, you still get some points for trying. So you get an F for effort. And so what you can do... Like, I'm not going to buy this... But if you haggle, there's a possibility that you will get a skill increase. Also, my skills are really dicked up for some reason. I don't want you at all concentrating on armor craft. Neither do... You don't need to do that either. Wait, yes you do. I got it backwards. Locklear does not need to focus on armor craft. He's got to focus on weapon craft. The returns that you get, too, for... highlighting these decrease kind of dramatically if you have more than 3 checked. So I think at this point I might drop Weaponcraft from Locklear. And Barding is okay. We're going to leave that as it is for now. I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping here again because it's been so long since I've played. But what I think I might do, let's just keep trying to haggle. Eventually, shopkeepers will get pissed off with you and say, fine, you know what? This is off the table. No more. I will have no more of it, sir. and they will stop even bartering with you over the things. So there we had a successful haggle. We haggled even further and annoyed them. Actually, we should buy rations, and you can see Owen got some haggling points. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of level that up a bit, just because I feel like it's an important skill to be able to use. So I'll do that, and I'll rejoin you guys in a moment. Actually, as I have been going through the items here, and pissing off the shopkeeper with every single one of them, we've come to magical scrolls here. These are actually spells that Owen can cast. So let's take a look at what these are. Dragon's Breath. Might buy that. Spare thy eyes. We are certainly unfamiliar with that. That is not a spell that we use at all. Flame Cast. We also have that, and it's also really expensive. Skyfire. Eyes of Iship. I think that Owen has that spell. No, I'm just thinking of Despair Thy Eyes. Okay, well, we'll put that... Whoa, Night Fingers. Let's not get that. It sounds kind of pervy. Nacrosicritix. Skin of the Dragon. This is a really, well, let's just leave that for the time being. In the course of getting advice from people, sometimes people spoil things for me a little bit, and I don't mind so much. Wow. Oh yeah, he's not letting us haggle for scrolls. Okay, because he makes no money off of them anyways. But yeah, like I was saying, people kind of have given me slight spoilers. They're not important, hugely important in the grand scheme of things, but I would prefer that if you can avoid revealing that certain things may, you can, well, for instance, we can get this Skin of the Dragon elsewhere for a very, very low price. Just avoid telling me stuff like that, because I'm going to be too tempted to take it up. Anyways, I've haggled through most of the items here. We didn't get any more levels, but I'll work on it a little bit, and then we'll pick things up again. I've done enough haggling. I got Owen up to 46. It's not really that important to me right now to get that up, because it's kind of boring to do things like that. So, we got an enter thing. We've already been to the shop and to the temple, so let's enter the side of the mountain. It's a library. Let's go to the library. A supernatural silence reigned in the vaults under Sarth. Excuse me, sorry. Just keep on reading, guys. A perfect stillness which was unbroken even when a priest would accidentally let fall a book or let slip a juicy fart while searching the shelves, or when someone would sneeze while opening a dusty volume. It was as if time itself had been frozen here, trapped between the wooden cases like pages within a book. What a wonderful simile. Library. Looks like we can explore some of the shelves. I don't know how much reading I want to do in here. Massive books, which all appeared to be older than anything Locklear could imagine. Most of the works in the section appeared to be concerned with theology or philosophy. Not as well versed in the history of the gods as he would like, he reached for a less intimidating-looking volume and began to read. Just a few pages into the text, Locklear realized it was yet another book of dogma, though its author put a few new spins on religious theory he had been unaware of. After flipping through a chapter, he replaced the tome where he had found it. Perhaps there is a more informative book on this shelf, he thought. Perhaps there is. Oh, good. There's many books on each of these shelves. A ponderously heavy volume that took a great deal of effort to support, the book was permeated with the darkness of mood which seemed to surround Lim's Kragma, the goddess of death. Surprisingly enough, the book suggested the bodies of the dead should be burned rather than buried, as the body was no longer of any importance after death. Of primary interest was a short passage near the end of the book. Once wounded so that ye may nearly touch the face of the goddess of death, thou shalt be suspended in a deathless state until it is deemed either thou time hast come to enter the halls of the dead, or thou hast yet more to do among the world of the living. In such a condition ye shall find great weakness and a slowness of healing which may only be healed of a priest or by rest most prolonged. So that's basically explaining a gameplay mechanic. fascinating. Let's go to another shelf. Gorath smiled, pleased to find something in the vaults which appealed to his interests. He thumbed through a book which apparently had something to do with combat techniques. Beginning as a basic soldier's text, it seemed that there would be little of value to be found in the book, but moments before he closed it, he stumbled across a treasure house of information in the last chapter. It's Wikipedia! The last chapter is reserved for the most well-prepared of soldiers who are also familiar with the enemies they are to face on the battlefield. With an adequate amount of information before a battle, it is entirely possible for an enemy to be defeated even when the enemy has the advantage of surprise, providing you learn what their natural weaknesses are. By exploiting this feature, it is possible to take down enemies who might otherwise seem unkillable. Based on reports gathered from soldiers from different battle situations, it would seem that the following things tend to be true. Trolls in general seem to take more harm when they are attacked with any form of magic, but they likewise are quite resistant to physical harm. When fighting magicians of any stripe, it seems they are generally poor. They generally are poor when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, though there are exceptions to this rule. Though wyverns have never been, or wait, now I don't know how to. I say wyverns. Do you guys say wyverns? I'm curious about this because I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm not sure which is right. Get back to me on that one. Though wyverns doesn't sound right. Neither of them sound good. Have never, to my knowledge, been exploited for use in battle. Farmers troubled by the red variety have spoken of good results when attacking with blades prepared with an icer. I highly suggest that in the future you attempt to take notice of similar weaknesses and resistances so that you may use your resources to the fullest of advantage. Well, that's fascinating. How about over here? Healer's journals littered the shelf. By far the most extensive collection within Sarth's impressive stacks of books. Locklear felt a little intimidated. Unsure what titles or names would be of the most use to him, he picked up a book at random and began to read. Of particular interest because it had actually been written within the walls of Sarth, the book was designed as a quick manual to instruct the reader on how to deal with the critically injured. Immediately as may be performed, the injured party should be conveyed to the locality of an inn. Get 'em really drunk. That's the best medicine, you know? That's my advice to you as a doctor. Just drink it all away. Drink the pain away. Locality of an inn or other place that they may spend the night out of the night's humors. Once bedded, it is advised they be administered 4 dosages of restoratives and an herbal treatment. Provided they are left undisturbed for a period of 3 days, the chances are reasonable that they will recover from their near-dead condition. So, this is actually kind of informative, but it's saying that if I happen to ever have a character who's dead, or near dead, I guess, he's just fractionally dead, we can do 4 doses of restoratives and an herbal pack. I would prefer just not to get into a situation where I have to deal with that, though. I think that there's going to be a lot of reading to do in here, so I'm going to thumb through the tomes real quick. And I'll get back to you guys once I kind of read through and figure out if there's anything that I should really pass on rather than just reading absolutely everything in here. So I'll be right back. Well, I've read everything in here. Every single book. I'm knowledgeable beyond words at this point, but really the only 2 things that were of any worth to mention to you guys. One was basically what I told you guys already about how restoratives aren't really that economical and that you should use herbal packs whenever possible. And then there was some dumbass thing about how you should only sell certain items at certain stores, yada yada, justifying what I think is kind of a crappy way of doing things. Are we gonna go into the sky? What is this? Trees whipped at their faces, mumbling about the inconvenience of castle engineers. Owen lead the way again. Lead the way down the fur-covered slope, arriving at last at the mouth of a large cave. Told you I wasn't mad, he muttered. Looks like a cave mouth. Want to have a look inside? Well, yes. Yes, I do. We made our way into the blackness. We also saved our game. Ha ha ha. Alright, well, let's scoot around. This doesn't use WSAD. We do need rest. Why don't we take a load off, Fanny? Oh, Locklear. You need help, my friend. I bought some rations, which didn't get shared with people for some reason. I'll give you a few. Let me give you 2. I got 11. Oh my god. What is going on with our rations? Well, that's close enough. We're not going to be down here for 13 days or whatever, I hope. What did I do? What was I saying that I did? Oh, I bought some rations. That was basically it. But now I'm going to give Locklear a little bit of restorative goodness. Or herbal goodness. We might rest a little bit. Just to have that take effect. Okay, that's probably plenty good. Alright. Just cruising along. And there's something here. It's a door. And it's locked. Let's try to pick it. Booyah! There's something there. Is that a body? Oh, I tried to open the door, even though it's already open. What the hell are these? There's something in here and I don't... what the fuck are those? There's a body in there. That looks like a body there. Fuck.